I say the, you say capital, okay? Storm the... What if I just left? Hey, I'm Adrian. I'm a Mexican-American, which means I can't go to the Home Depot. Because white people try to pick me up. Wait, that's why you seem familiar. You tried to get me in your truck the other day. In a non-ice manner. More about me, I'm a stoner, and my mom found out I smoked weed recently, and she started crying. And I'm not gonna lie, I started laughing. I was like, that's what you're crying about? That? I went to Berkeley for a theater degree. I have thousands of dollars in debt because I did improv at UC Berkeley. Good improv if you ask me though. That's like going to Juilliard for math. If she's crying about weed though, wait till she finds out I'm bi. And no, she didn't. She was very supportive. To my surprise. Because you know how Catholics are, homophobic. She did think I was gay for a couple of years, so I think this felt like a compromise. You know, she was like, he did answer my prayers. I was raised Catholic, which means I'm not. You know, being Catholic's kind of like having polio, only as a kid. It's a kid's disease, you know, it's just for kids. It's like believing in Santa Claus, or democracy. Which is why we're going to storm the... Hold on, I'm getting a phone call right now? Hello? It's a callback? A couple people liked it. There is one thing that reactivates the Catholic in me, turbulence. I'm only religious on flights. I feel one bump and I'm like, the last time I was on a flight, these Jehovah's Witnesses sat next to me. And they started talking to me and they're like, Adrian, are you ready for the rapture? And I was like, the rapture? Buddy, I don't even have batteries in my smoke detector. And I know fire's real. Do you like crowd work? Yeah, cool. Anyways, I'm into public stuff. That's my kink. You know, stuff like socialized healthcare. No, but you know, they say an apple a day keeps a doctor away. You know what else keeps a doctor away? Not having health insurance. Which is why we're going to storm the Capitol. I'm getting a phone call? Hello? It's a callback? They liked it a little less the second. You know, not having health insurance though, that's a great way to find that. Alcohol is like a good cough suppressant. By the way, it's not alcoholism if it runs in the family. It's called keeping tradition. Except you never realize how dangerous alcohol is until you're blacked out and spending money. The last time I blacked out, and this is a true story, I woke up the next morning with the $75 premium subscription to Flow. The period tracking app. What was I doing? No, what was I doing? What the fuck was I doing? I was being an ally. That's what I was doing. Cool, keep that in mind for my next series of jokes. The ally part. Are you guys friends with your exes? Yeah, cool. Yeah, I believe exes can be friends that don't text or call. And you know, I am friends with one of my exes, and I think it's because she kept me at arm's length. You know, like the whole year I was like, does she love me? Kind of like having a cat. You know, like I'm explaining to other people, you just don't know how Catherine loves. While my eye's bleeding, I'm all scratched up. She hits me if breakfast isn't ready. And no, I'm kidding, she didn't touch me. But I am on good terms with everyone I've dated, except for one of them. I would say we're on bad terms. She would agree. she had a lot of hobbies, you know, and she was really good at them. She was a really good painter. She was a really good skater. She was a really good manipulator. Loved gaslighting me. I would be like, hey, are you gaslighting me right now? And she would be like, you're acting so crazy right now. Gaslighting is not even a real word. She was unmedicated and bipolar by choice. She had the meds. She had the meds. She just didn't want to take them. But you know, hey, her body, her choice, right? My problem. My heartbreak. That joke would be so much better if a woman told it. Too bad I'm keeping it. Why don't I make up a name for her? Let me call her up. I don't know, April. That's her real name. That's so not cool, dude. I gave you her real first name. Her last name is Chen. Okay, that's like actually not cool, dude. I'm doxing her in front of strangers. She lives in West Berkeley, dropped out of Cal Poly. I did that bit at a show once and people started Googling her. I was like, maybe I shouldn't tell this joke. You know, they found her. They showed me a picture and everything. Still looks good. And you know, that's actually how I found out she went back to school. So, you know, good for her. Like, very recently, she's back in school now. Unfortunately for me, that means my ex-girlfriend's currently a college sophomore. Don't worry, she's age appropriate. She's 19. Well, I did that joke at a show last night, and they didn't laugh, and I was like, is that really what they think of it? The whitest I ever felt, though, was when I had an Asian girlfriend. I feel like a man in tech. The second whitest I've ever felt was, you know, one time I was on BART and I was surrounded by people who were shorter than me, darker than me, speaking Maya, a language I don't understand. And I was just like, dude, we're in America. Speak Spanish. And then I forced Catholicism onto them. I was mugged at gunpoint, which means I'm a Republican now. And I'm kidding, I'm clearly a leftist man, derogatory. And so, you know, when I was on the phone with the dispatcher and she was like, what race were they? I was like, what is race? Why didn't you ask me about the contents of their character? It was dark. No, but this is true. This is what really happened, is she instantly goes, were they black? And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Thanks for not making me say that. The walls are really thin. My neighbors were heard. I'll leave you with this, though. I've been going to Sex Addicts Anonymous. And not because I am one, I'm just trying to pick people up. You know, just showing up being like, I'm just too good at fingering. And it's ruining my life. I am really good, though. You guys can ask April Chen about that. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call? Oh, the call failed. Let me call him back. Hello? It's a callback? No, this is really surprising for me, because usually they like the third one the most, but they like the first one the most. Why? What are you wearing? Cool. I'm Adrian. You can follow me at Adrian Does Comedy. I am a Gemini. I am a main Gemini, so sorry. I like to manipulate. Shoot me. Alright, I lost you guys with the Gemini stuff. Okay. I'll leave then. I'm Adrian, though. I'm a very avoidant person, but I don't want to talk about that. Anyways, keep it going for Julia.